Hello and welcome to episode 105 of Ring Takes here. I am Daniel, of course, joined by Brian and Lewis. Thank you guys as always. We are here looking ahead to an eventful weekend here in the world of professional wrestling. We have WWE Saturday Night's main event 39, AEW Double or Nothing, and followed by NXT Battleground. Eventful weekend, these guys. We got NXT Battleground and AEW Double or Nothing going head to head on Sunday. And then we have Saturday night's main event on this Saturday on Peacock. Free plug for WWE. But let's get into it. Saturday night's main event, 39 of these things. And I think another one's going to be in July. I think the middle of July. So I don't know the date. I think it's the 12th or something like that.
Why is it number 39?
Because it's been going on since the 80s.
I didn't know that. I didn't know
that this was number 39.
Yeah. Who knew? I was looking on Wikipedia, so there we go.
That could be fake news, Daniel.
I hope not. I hope I know my Roman numerals. But let's get into this card, man. Things have been building up, especially in this first feud that we're going to be talking about. Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre go head to head in a steel cage. Obviously, this feud has been building since last year's WrestleMania, where Drew McIntyre won the title and then Damian Priest cashed in, and Drew McIntyre has been trying to find redemption for a very, 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 very long time, even before he won the title. Jesus. But what do you guys make of this feud? They had a big battle last month where Damian Priest reportedly knocked out Drew McIntyre with the South of Heaven chokeslam. So definitely this
conflicting stories I heard on that. One was saying he hit his head, he goes unconscious, but then Triple H was like, yeah, he's a little banged up, but he's fine. And
they're not trying to get into any CTE conversations these days.
Yeah,
they're trying to
he didn't take any time off, so I don't think there's any concussion protocol. But I mean, he also didn't wrestle this week anyway. It was just a pro.
It helps when you only show up on Friday Night SmackDown. You got a week to recover.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think about this matchup here?
I'm excited for it. I mean, this gives they've been having great matches. I'm not going to sit here and say their feud has been boring. They've been going back and forth. They're two big ass dudes. My only gripe is I don't know. Lately, I just don't like how every finale to the feuds have been just steel cage matches, and it's there's always some screwy finish or somebody either coming out to assist or whatever. I'm like, why are we not going back to the days of last man standing, I quit matches, or maybe they're too taxing on the body? I don't know, but I just feel like everything's just been, we're gonna finish this in a steel cage, and it's like,
I mean, I feel like that's good in a sense. I feel like that has been happening more often, but I remember in WWF 90s. It's the blue steel cage matches. That's usually the payoff to when you played the old video games.
That should be the case for this Saturday. That should honestly bring back the blue. I mean, that would be so retro and ideal.
Yeah, you might as well. I mean, I think they should. Yeah, because it's a Saturday night's main event.
Just bring it out the WWE warehouse. Just bring it.
It's right next to the Punjabi prison.
Yeah, no, it's in there. It's in there.
That match had so much potential when I first heard about it, and then it just went to the drizzling.
That thing looked ridiculous.
Daniel, that match never had any potential because of the people, because of the people. The specific Indian wrestlers that were the reason why this match existed.
So you're saying Mansoor couldn't give it a go? Is that what you're saying?
Mansoor wasn't the reason why you could go to this match. Great Khali was. Do I need to talk about the Great Khali? Jinder Mahal was
powerful.
Jinder Mahal.
He almost killed Rey Mysterio with his bare hands. All right,
that was a legendary moment, but.
Yeah, bro. There was nothing ever good to come out of that match. But
that was him and Taker, right?
It was him and Taker.
So it actually wasn't him and Taker. It was supposed to be him and Taker, but then it ended up being Taker and Big Show. I remember that.
I thought it was Batista and Big Show.
Yeah, and then I think the next year ended up being Batista and Khali. Yeah.
Okay.
Might need to go back and rewatch that match a little bit.
Don't do it to yourself.
Don't.
When I was a kid, I didn't get to see no pay-per-views, so
the kettle from hell match and the Pujami prison match should just be thrown away to the wayside forever. Those two matches are fucking trash and should be deleted from WWF history, WWE history, like just deleted. You know how they just get rid of like all the Chris Benoit, like any mentions of him?
What needs to be removed is those stupid ass Seth Rollins, like remove your eye from the socket match.
Well, to be fair, that was pandemic wrestling, so that was a
pandemic era has a special place.
We're really sitting here believing that people were getting their eyeballs removed by
them having tag team matches as a triple threat singles match. It was trying times.
Now I'm just saying that it was during the pandemic when they were running out of ideas, and they had to come up with something.
They could have. This is where I know it's Vince era and stuff like that, and booking and stuff like that, but people are getting paid to come up with this stuff. That's my problem.
During the pandemic, you had remember that match with Damian Priest and Miz when they were trying to promote a movie, and then zombies. Yeah. You guys remember?
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
Exactly. See, pandemic, it was horrible, bro. It was some of the most.
What else was from the pandemic?
I mean, we did get that Taker AJ Styles match, which was probably the only good cinematic fight movie
that they've ever
out of all of those.
Well, the Firefly Funhouse match was good too, but
I thought you were going to talk about the one with him and Randy. That was not a good one.
No, the House of Horse shit match.
Oh my god, that was pretty terrible.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, but anyway, away from that negativity, back to this feud. I do think it would be a nice touch if they did bring out the old school blue cage in this case to just go back to that nostalgia,
or just upgrade it. I like the steel cage they have. Just paint it blue. I like the steel cage they have now, but paint it blue.
Wouldn't that just be kind of like the Red Hell in the Cell then?
No,
that's a cell. This is the cage.
It's same material.
Let's get off the negativity train here. Let's get back on track.
I'm just saying. You say, "Oh yeah, bring it back blue." Did we not remember the Red Cell?
Oh my god. Particularly the red cell with the red light.
I still did not like the Red Cell. It didn't do anything.
I don't even know what exactly was the thing.
I think it was original. I think, like Dan said, it was the red, like with Bray Wyatt, and then for some reason every Hell in a Cell pay-per-view after that, it was just red.
Yeah,
they just kept it.
Yeah,
a Hell in a Cell match that ended in a DQ. Yeah, that bullshit.
No, wait, I thought Seth won that one.
No, he lost by DQ for going too far.
Oh yeah, going too far.
Again, horrible. All right, but as far as Drew and
many times as you guys tried to make the Fiend sound nice and cool, it was dead on the arrival for me. I'm sorry,
because you were too scared of the mask, Dan.
Match.
That's what it was. Yes,
I know.
Yes.
See?
It was like, yeah, but as far as Priest and McIntyre go, I wonder, Lewis, to your point about like why they decided to do a steel cage match instead of doing like another gimmick match. I wonder if it was because they already had the street fight at WrestleMania, that maybe doing a last man standing match. Because think about it, when you think, obviously the rules are different, but the actual action, it's pretty much would be the exact same kind of match. And the only difference would be just getting up for the 10 count, whether or not they can get up from the 10 count. You can literally take the street fight from WrestleMania, just throw in a couple of times where they're trying to get up, and you can have the exact same match.
It's just for me. I feel like I don't know. I felt like great feuds always kind of had one, like even like with like Kurt Angle, or even like more recently, I think I feel like with Brock Roman, or like I don't know. I just feel like we haven't seen any of those matches in a while, and I feel like those were more like the end all be all type closer type. I don't know. They just had that feel of like, oh, this is like, you beat your opponent till they can't get up to the count of 10 type thing. Instead, I feel like recently, like even when we saw with the Punk Rollins cage match, it's like, oh, here comes Roman, helps, who did he help win? I think he pulled Rollins out, and then that's how we won. It was like, there's room in there, for somebody to screw whoever, and it's like, all right. I mean, the same thing in those matches too. Yeah, whoever could come and beat whoever's ass and screw them. But
I feel like they're trying to save those stipulation matches for like title matches.
But we
I feel
don't
like there's
see
like a
them
ladder
often. I
match.
feel like when was the last time we saw a last man standing match?
Was it Braun and Strowman?
Was that the monster?
Oh yeah.
Last monster standing match.
Was that the last monster standing? I thought it was just monster versus monster or whatever. No, I think it was. No, it was.
It was last man standing.
Yeah.
I think
that was a great match until like.
But I feel like that's where this feud is kind of taken from that script a little bit of these guys just going at each other, two powerhouses just going at each other, two big guys going at each other, and I think it's good television. I think these guys work good together, especially. Who was Damian Priest facing in that match when he was champion? Was it Drew?
Gunther.
Yeah, that match, and it just didn't hit right because something just between those two just didn't work. But
him and Gunther?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Drew and him work well together, so I'm like, this is going to be a good match.
Well, didn't him and Gunther have the whole like Finn coming in and screwing everything every time?
Yeah.
Every time.
Literally every time.
Every damn time.
I think this is going to be a good match between these two guys going at it, two powerhouses going at it, and I think this is the blow off for whoever comes out of this goes on to something bigger and better, maybe even setting up a title match or some capacity, because wait, John Cena's on SmackDown, so that's not happening.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ, just drop the title. I'm over it.
Honestly,
I'm so over it. But shit, man. But who do you guys have winning this one, man?
Yes.
I got Drew winning.
As much as I don't want to say it, I'm gonna say Drew too.
They gotta keep.
I feel like Damian needs to win because,
especially since going to SmackDown.
Yeah, like he needs to still keep that momentum, but Drew's still like super hot. But I feel like Drew's also taking a lot of losses too, and still bounces back, and is still like top level, So I don't know. But my wrestling psyche says that Drew's gonna win.
Yeah, I think Drew's gonna get the nod on that one.
Yeah, I mean, if this is supposed to be the end all be all, then it would make sense for Drew to come out on top because Drew did come out on top at WrestleMania, but if you have Priest win now, then that would mean there would have to be a third match, and it does look like this feud is coming to an end. So,
see, Saturday night.
Like I said, it's a cage match. Somebody else could come in, kind of screw the whole thing over, but
Bad Bunny.
Yes.
Boricua. He betrays Damian Priest.
Hey, they did take a picture recently together. Just saying.
Dum dum dum. We'll see. We shall see. King Semi. All right, but let's keep moving on here. We have main event Jey Uso taking on Logan Paul for the World Heavyweight Championship. These guys have been going back and forth. Recently, Jey Uso super kicked Logan Paul, and then at the end of Raw, Logan Paul knocked out Jey Uso again. But this has been building up. Jey Uso, obviously, whoever wins this one faces Gunther on June 9th, I believe, for the World Heavyweight title. Whoever wins this title matchup. Jey Uso has basically declared that he's going to defeat Logan Paul and then go on to defeat Gunther. But what do you guys think of this matchup and who you guys have winning?
Real quick, I'm gonna pull a Brian. I have my own question. How do you guys feel? Well, I guess now that Logan Paul is technically a full-time wrestler, do you guys see him as actually having more potential in the sense that he might get a world title soon? Or do we still think he's in that, like, yeah, he's still a highlight reel, has these great spots, but, he's not on that level yet where he's going to actually get a world title?
I think he's still
go ahead, Daniel.
The highlight reel. He's still getting title matches somehow, despite not defeating anyone.
He did beat AJ Styles at WrestleMania, though. That counts for something.
Why? Why?
I think if he's going to be a full-time wrestler, they should start getting him in some type of feuds and him being a lackey and screwing over people or some capacity or something. Again, I thought he should have teamed up with A-Town Down, Waller and A-Town in
that is
Austin,
a good group for him.
And just had them be his lackeys and have them just screw over people and be assholes to everybody. And then eventually you can break them up or whatever the case may be, and then you can get a babyface out of that from somebody. Probably Austin Theory. But the fact that they didn't do that and it was right there on paper, it's like, I don't know what exactly they are doing with him, because he just comes out and says, I have a title match. He acts cocky for a week. They show his punch. And then it's like, that's it. It's just wash, rinse, repeat.
Yeah, and it's the same reasoning every week. I've been here this long. I've done these great things. I'm a mega star. It's like, it's the same promo every time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, now he's just like, well, I'm just declaring myself for the title. And it's like, oh, let me just attack. I mean, it makes sense. I'm not going to lie. He does good heel work.
Mm-hmm.
And he obviously gets the boos because people are just like, oh, it's Logan Paul, boo the hell out of him.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it is becoming, just because he's getting put in these positions, at some point, I feel like he's going to have to win.
Oh no, definitely, because obviously, like you said, because he's a great heel character. With every match he has in ring, I mean, he gets better and better. I mean, people don't give him I don't think he gets enough credit for his in ring work.
Oh yeah,
which is crazy.
No, because
crazy.
To actually see it live. No, he actually is very good. Just that match, that specific match came after Joe Hendry, so shocked the hell out of everybody.
Yeah.
But that match itself was actually very, very good. So I agree that the time will come where eventually they are going to put the world title on him, probably in maybe a year or two, because like I said, he is a great heel, and he has a lot of name value, and his product is on the wrestling mat and by ringside. So eventually, all that influence, they're gonna put the title on him. I don't know when, but eventually
he beats John Cena.
He's gonna be the big. Yeah, but the thing is, you could put the title on him, but he'll be the biggest heel in the company. It'll be just
Mm-hmm. Every heel that I see right now is like they just need lackeys. They need underlings. I want to see factions again.
I mean, Logan Paul doesn't have
that for some reason.
It's just his boys.
Like Seth Rollins is getting that group formed, whatever that is. We're gonna figure that out. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit, but like it's like everybody. John Cena needs lackeys. Logan Paul will be nice with lackeys. We already have the other bloodline on SmackDown. They're trying to figure that out, but it's just like that works. It doesn't have to be 6-man tags all the time like they did with the bloodline, but do something. Like there's something that can be done. But I just see him as a highlight reel. I do see him potentially winning the title at some point, because it's like he has the look of a superstar. He works his ass off in the ring. If he just continues to get consistency, he's going to be the biggest heel. And then you have him win the title, and everyone's going to hate him. No one's going to like him. And then that can just you can just create your next babyface chasing Logan Paul.
He needs to stop wearing headbands like The Miz.
Oh my God.
I will say this much: the build for this match has been too obvious. I'll say that much. From what happened on Raw, how Raw ended, to the fact that Gunther has a match in like a couple of weeks as well. Like they definitely built this up, thinking that obviously that Jay is going to come out on top.
Yeah.
Well, again, and we talked about this before. We talked about it last year with both Gunther and Cody Rhodes about the champion's first title defense, and we always talk about how it's obvious that the champion is going to win, so you have to put him in a situation to make people believe he's going to lose. And I don't think Logan Paul was the guy per se for that. For that, AJ Styles, yeah. Randy Orton, yes. Logan Paul, not so much.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, I think Jay was going to win this match. I think it's just a showcase for Jay to have maybe a smosh finish or something like that. Maybe ends in DQ. This just pushes it out further, and maybe we get a triple threat or some capacity where Logan probably caused Gunther on June 9th. Maybe something else continues to happen, and then we actually have like a build towards either King of the Ring or SummerSlam or whatever's next.
I mean, you could even also have Gunther come out and screw Logan as well. Ensures that does it so he ensures he gets his rematch with Jey Uso, I guess.
So we got Money in the Bank, and then we got Night of Champions. Okay, but something's gonna happen. some smalls finish, but we pretty much think Jey Uso is gonna win either by disqualification or pinfall.
Yeah,
let's keep
getting clean.
Mm-hmm.
Clean as a whistle. Let's keep moving on here to John Cena versus R-Truth.
Yes. Ron.
Yeah, there's nothing to add after that.
That is my pick. Truth wins the title, and it's the biggest.
The title is not on the line. The title is.
I know it's so annoying.
All right. So Logan Paul getting a title shot makes sense, but why would R-Truth get a title shot?
Because he deserves it.
I wonder if they initially were going to make it a title match, and then R-Truth himself said, "Don't make it a title match."
They can't do that. They can't do that. They just can't do that because it's like at that point, where's the title? Like, where's the state of the WWE title if R-Truth is getting title matches?
Yeah.
I mean, the man, he's been put in a main event spot.
The match, I guess, because
do we now remember what I said about the tag team titles? And what did I say would happen?
And it was terrible. It was terrible.
It was
terrible.
I mean, this match is not about the title. This match is about the relationship between a role model and somebody else.
And it's not serious that the title.
What is this? Don't meet your heroes. Is this the storyline that WWE?
Pretty much the storyline of don't meet your heroes because they'll let you down or put you through a table.
Oh man!
If this is supposed to be the moment John Cena turns fully heel and shows how devious he is,
that's exactly what I'm hoping for. Because I've been saying from jump, the moment he turned heel, I've been saying like, yo, they need to have a segment with R-Truth where he beats the living shit out of him. I've been calling it at the very beginning. That
is not going to work. WWE, if you're listening,
so if he beats the
holy, not going to work.
R-Truth.
What, you don't think it'll do anything if he just beats the holy crap out of R-Truth?
No.
I know. No. This heel turn has fallen so flat. They like it. I mean, I've said this multiple times. The reasoning for his heel turn has not worked, and honestly, I feel like a lot of people would just prefer him to just be back on his babyface stuff. And
he's turned too dark. He can't go back.
But he hasn't done anything dark.
He hasn't. This is the thing.
Okay. All right, Lewis. Okay. You just said it. He hasn't done anything dark.
I know, but it's like
that's what they're using. That's what they're using this
for me right now. It's just too little, too late. Like you had the darkness there with the heel turn, and it should have kind of knows that. But it was just like, again, for me, it was just the whole reasoning just killed this for me.
They should have audibled.
What reasoning?
And they should have had
exactly his dysfunctional relationship. Like, come on.
They should have audibled and had Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker team up with John Cena, with Paul Heyman, and they could have been a mega group, and they could have been overseeing everything, and it would have made sense because all those people have been screwed by the fans technically. In an abusive relationship and have been getting screwed over by the bloodline.
Or even crazier, you could have had Drew, I mean, not KO, but ideally you had a Drew KO, like
Yes, those could have been his
yeah,
lackeys,
like
but like
those.
any capacity of that. Because John Cena, week to week, he needs somebody else to lean on in those moments where, okay, well, now we're gonna. This is the difference between why Hogan's heel turn. I can't believe I'm giving credit to Hulk Hogan, but when
Your
Hulk
favorite
Hogan,
guy.
oh my God, when Hulk Hogan joined the NWO, that reign of terror NWO had those first couple weeks, beating up everybody, cheating at the babyface champions, winning the tag team titles. That's what added to the mystique of those guys. John Cena by himself doesn't have a mystique as a heel because obviously the storyline fell through with The Rock.
Yeah.
And now we're hoping that R-Truth is the saving grace in this heel turn.
And again, even this whole using Travis Scott is like, why? For what?
We haven't seen him.
He hasn't
Here we
even
go.
spoken on the
Here we
damn
go.
mic.
Here we go.
True. We might see him.
Oh my
We
god!
get here we go
If we get Travis Scott again,
at SummerSlam.
I'm
Nah,
trying.
At
even
SummerSlam.
even sooner than that. Then they're talking Money in the Bank.
Ugh.
Okay, at Money in the Bank, it's going to be John Cena and Travis Scott versus Cody Rhodes and R-Truth in a tag match.
Either R-Truth, either R-Truth and Cody Rhodes, or Cody Rhodes and Bad Bunny.
It wouldn't be Bad Bunny.
I saw funny. I saw a report that said Bad Bunny as Cody's partner.
What?
Okay. Music star, two biggest music stars in the industry going at
Well,
it.
you got Bad Bunny and Travis Scott fighting each other.
I mean, you talking mainstream wise? Mainstream wise,
That would
people be interested,
but
that's it.
do we really want to see that? Like, come on.
I mean, Bad Bunny will hold up. Matter of fact, we shouldn't do. They shouldn't do that.
No,
because think about it. Because Bad Bunny will hold up his end in the ring. We don't know what the fuck Travis Scott's gonna do. So come on, no.
They'll probably
He has been
punch Bad Bunny in the face for real, and then they actually go.
Whoa. I'm just saying, both these guys technically have Booker T ties.
Booker T.
Like,
I mean, it could be right there. I'm fine with that. I am fine with that.
But
if not Cody Rhodes, maybe it's Bad Bunny and R-Truth taking on John Cena and Travis Scott.
I would rather see.
Oh my god!
Like, put it this way, like, I'm just thinking about this John Cena match. Like, so realistically, if he does do what we think he's gonna do, and he does like beat the holy hell out of R-Truth, like, is that enough to get people interested in the heel turn again, or not?
No, it's too little, too late.
Even if he like breaks his leg or does something like that you would never think that he would do.
He would need to do.
He would like set him on fire.
Sets R-Truth on fire.
Yeah, that's literally the only thing that he could do. Where people would be like, "Okay, I'm into this again," because now he's real.
Or he pulls the concerto.
No, he needs in order for this to work, he needs to beat R-Truth into an inch of his life, and then he needs to do the Brock Lesnar when he beat up Hulk Hogan and wipe the blood across his chest.
or he can just be like Rikishi and Stone Cold and just run them over.
You mean Roman Reigns with the golf cart?
Taking out KO.
Just get a golf cart and just hit him in the leg, and I don't know.
My God, that car just hit Truth.
I get what they're trying to do, but it's just like again. There's so many people in creative. There's so many people that are not being used, and this is what you guys come up with. Like, that's where I'm just disappointed in this. But let's keep moving on. We got CM Punk and Sami Zayn taking on Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. Did they come up with the group name as yet?
Nah. It's just they just are who they are now.
They need to come up with something. Come on. I don't need the two-man power triple or the visionaries or anything like that, but we need something.
Visionaries.
This got to be something.
This match has to hit, because this is the biggest.
Match has to be the main event.
No. Oh, yeah, it's going to be. It should be.
It has to be the main event.
But like technically, this is the top story in the company right now. Technically, because it's supposed to be John Cena's heel turn, but we already just discussed that why it's not hitting on cylinders. So this is your biggest storyline right now. So they need to, like I said, the third man or whoever it is going to join them. That needs to be revealed, show itself in this match. And it makes sense because, you got CM Punk and Sami Zayn. Remember, Roman Reigns is still out there. He's not going to. The reports are saying that they're not going to see him until June or next month or July.
SummerSlam.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like if you're going to have a third person join, then that gives a storyline reason for Roman to come back. So I think that's what needs to happen with this match. Because we need something right now. Because I know we're gonna get into it, like the whole how WWE has been lately, but this match, they need to realize that John Cena is just not hitting firing on all cylinders right now. So this story right here is the number one story in the company. So yeah, they need to hit a home run with this match. But I do think that Seth, and regardless of what happens, Seth and Braun are gonna come out on top.
Do you guys think Sammy's gonna have a heel turn?
Now, if you want to, that's actually be a
Piss
good
everybody
idea.
off.
Yeah, if you want to piss everybody off, but to throw a swerve, but that
would be crazy. But my only thing is like, what do you do with it? I guess.
No, because here's the thing. Storyline wise, if Sami Zayn was going to do that, why didn't he do it when Paul Heyman offered it to him? Because think about it, Paul Heyman offered him hey, if you go over to SmackDown and leave us alone, you're going to be the number one contender. You're going to be the number one contender on SmackDown. So then if he turns after the fact when he could have had a title match, storyline wise, that would be kind of fun.
Well, he probably I guess the reason it could be we wanted to bait CM Punk so much. But we had Sammy in the back pocket the entire time.
No, at that point, it should just be a jealousy thing for Sammy. Like I've been taken advantage of, and then CM Punk comes out, and you guys cheer him louder than you guys did me. Yeah. Play on to that and just be a jealous guy because that's one of the things they don't have in the group. So I think they can just play on that. But I'm just trying to think of somebody else who can be the third man. I feel like this is Hulk Hogan Bash at the Beach.
I mean,
who's the third man? Whose side is he on?
Sammy's been a big baby face for 2 years now.
Yeah. So it's like.
I mean, I don't want conspiracy theory Sami Zayn back, but a full blown. I don't know. My thing has always been if Sammy is actually ever going to win the title, he has to be a babyface because that's just kind of we know that's who he really is, and it's for him to get that full circle moment would be worth it. But
I'm just trying.
I think for now it works in his favor because it's just how many times is he getting screwed? How many times is he not going to get these opportunities? How many times is he going to get to the top and lose? And
I'm just trying to think if he's not the third man. I'm just trying to think of anybody from their past that can come up and be the third man.
I feel like it has to be a younger guy. Don't you think?
I mean, Braun Breaker is that younger guy. That's my thing. I thought he was filling that void of that.
Who else is on Raw right now?
Can't think of anybody. It's Bronson Reed.
If only.
Bronson Reed coming back. I'm just trying to think of the third man from these guys past. I'm like, it's not Edge. It's not Cesaro. Those guys are in AEW.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of somebody that Roman fought or somebody that I just can't think of another guy. I don't know who the guy is. It's gotta be John Cena. Oh, maybe. But it would be dope if it was Rusev. But it could be Rusev. Rusev would not be a bad guy. And then him and Braun be a tag team. I know you want to see. I know you want to see Rusev on his own, and
I know. I need Rusev to get some.
But he's already a heel.
I know. No, I'm just saying. I want him. He's one person I have wanted elevated so much. Like he has so much, like just in ring wise, and like now we've seen more like promo wise. Like just let this man go out and just kill people. Give him like the monster.
He's gonna kill Otis and Akira
Well, he
Tozawa.
killed Otis. Now he's killing Tozawa.
Yeah, he already killed Otis. Now he's gonna fold Tozawa.
I'm just curious who's gonna be his next feud though. Which watch it be like Sheamus or something.
No, it needs to be though. No, I actually like that because Sheamus is a very solid above average guy. That's actually the perfect. I actually didn't think about that. That's actually the perfect feud for him coming up next.
Yeah,
would be Sheamus, because with Sheamus you're not going to get a bad match. It's either going to be above average or great. I've never seen Sheamus have like a bad match. Like all his matches are always just solid. So that'd be perfect.
Nah, I don't know who. I'm just trying to figure out who that third man's going to be. But CM Punk is red hot. We saw him come out on Raw and stuff like that, and the fans cheer him. But it's just like something. I just want this to develop in some capacity towards something more, and it just seems like it's just running flat. And I'm just like, the heat is there. Like the animosity between CM Punk and Seth Rollins. They've been giving crazy promos. Braun Breaker has been great as the muscle man, the guy that's taking people out and stuff like that. But it's just like, I just want to see the next development.
That's what it is. I mean, and that next development is gonna be huge because like we just talked about, like, bro, the main storyline that's supposed to be hitting isn't hitting. So now something needs to happen.
It's gotta be Brock Lesnar. I know he's out here being mountain man with his wife Sable and enjoying the relaxed life, but it needs to be Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, his daughter just won another shot put championship. I saw.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, but we need Brock Lesnar in that role.
My family genes, man.
worst case, it can be the Big Show.
God.
The 90th heel turn of the Big Show.
It's gonna be Curtis Axel.
Oh my God. Corporate Kane. Corporate Kane. Oh my God.
Oh man.
Nah, I just want to know who the third man is, because it's like this is developing too slow, and I know they're trying to build it.
Something tells me it's gonna be heel turn Sammy. I don't know why. I think it's because I saw a photo of where like when like Seth was holding the chair like behind Roman, and then they showed the same thing with Sammy holding the chair behind CM Punk and Jay, and which I think honestly, I mean,
but then
it doesn't make sense, but it does make sense because it's like then you could do the whole Sammy versus Jay, but obviously you still have Seth wanting the title, so I don't know how that would make sense, but I don't know.
That's another thing that I'm thinking about, because it's like, is Sammy gonna hand the title to Seth?
Yeah.
I mean, it would make a crazy heel turn.
A slap in the face for him to win the title and give it to Seth.
No, I'm just saying he helps Seth win the title, and he screws Jay, and then that sets up their feud. You get Jay out the title picture.
Yeah.
You get whoever you want to face Seth going forward, or whatever the case may be. But who knows, man? Who knows?
Yeah, a lot of possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
That's it for Saturday night's main event. Let's keep moving on here. Lewis alluded to something in our chat outside of the show. Is WWE boring now with just how things are developing in terms of storylines going around, in terms of John Cena? We're trying to figure out who this third man is with Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman. We're trying to figure that out. And just a lot of things that are on standby in the world of professional wrestling. What do you guys think about that in terms of where the booking is? Because I've been complaining about the booking since before WrestleMania. So where are we at now as a status of where WWE is?
Mind if I go first, Brian?
Yeah, no, you go first. I mean, yeah, it was your topic to introduce, so it's only right.
It's funny because it's weird, and I feel like I have been finding it harder to finish SmackDown, which is 3 hours now. I do catch myself actually going through Raw pretty quick, but it's like lately it just feels like the week to week are not pulling me into.
Oh, you mean Jacob Fatu is not saving Friday Night SmackDown? Is that what you're saying, Lewis? Is that what you're...
Okay, question of that. Do you think this whole fight between him and Solo shouldn't have happened already?
Yes.
It should have happened before he won the title. It probably would have made it more significant.
Yeah.
And I think this is the problem. Like, there's so many lingering stories that still, like, look at the Waller and Austin Theory story. How long are these guys gonna keep like, hey, why are you putting me in this situation? Hey, why are you putting me? Waller's clearly screwing him the entire time, but there's still no turn, or there's still no blowout, which should have happened probably before WrestleMania.
All right, Lou. Sorry to cut you off. That's for that story specifically. With the reaction that Austin Theory just got this past Monday, they're probably going to speed things up with that shit now.
Now,
I'm just saying,
you could have done that.
You're right. It took long enough. Yeah,
and I get it, and I think this is the only thing that sucks with when it comes to WrestleMania season is that the stories that are set for Mania are so focused on that everything else is always put on standby, or they're not, or they don't pull anything out because it's like, oh, it can't overshadow what's going on at Mania, So it's like it puts a lot of people in a bind from literally Rumble to Mania, and then it's like, all right, now we can talk about this stuff. Now we can push the story forward. It's like we've had other stories, the whole Chad Gable Otis thing that didn't even pay off right. It should have made Otis
into anything.
He didn't even get a full beat down of Chad Gable, and then we got Gable with the whole faction, and this thing has still, they haven't won any titles. We're just going off the rails and stuff, and it's
they are in position. The Creed brothers are in position to get a title shot, so at least there's
their third or fourth title shot at this point. Obviously we've had good. I'm not gonna say it's all bad. Yes, like I was saying before, we're getting new stars made. We got Braun Breaker, Lyra Valkyria. We got Jade's coming up. Karrion Kross is coming. Yeah, Fraxium is actually coming up looking really strong. We have new contenders coming in, but it's like the stories you have, I don't know, they're just getting dragged out way too long. Or it's just like, where is the payoff for some of the stuff? Some of the stuff should be creating more hype for certain people. Like look at the New Day as a prime example. It's like that whole Big E thing. Yeah, they got the titles now, but it took forever for them to even get a title shot. It's like, I don't know.
It's just, I feel like there's a lot of stories that should have ended at least already to put other guys in certain positions and do certain things. Yeah. Austin Theory, for one, Grayson Waller, those guys can go as wrestlers. We haven't even gotten a blow off between those two or any capacity for the past year. They've been doing this for the past year. And then you keep going on.
They lost their titles, honestly.
And it's just like they haven't been given a proper platform, especially with all the hours on television, to develop that, get somebody to like. It's only now happening with people are starting to like Austin Theory. But it's just like, what's happening? We got the good match on SmackDown between Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax. At least we got that sorted and figured out. Yeah. Like that was a banger. That was a good match. We're picking up with Lyra and Becky, which I was questionable about because of how things were, but the beatdown on Monday Night Raw where Lyra cost Becky the Money in Bank qualifier match, I'm like, okay, that's dope because we finally see some fire from Lyra.
Yeah.
In that capacity. So we're getting that standpoint of it, and it's just like you're getting Alexa Bliss coming back, and there's teases of the Wyatt Six and stuff like that. And she's trying to she's on SmackDown. She was in a lot of promos with like Charlotte and other people talking to them and stuff like that. So it's like something's happening in that capacity. I don't know if they're just trying to build Alexa Bliss back up or the signaling for the Wyatt Six. But overall, it's just go ahead, Lewis.
But again, even another prime example, the Judgment Day. Yes, we finally.
No. You didn't like the chicken nugs? You didn't.
I mean, I don't know where they're going with this in terms of Roxanne, but before Dom went, we even alluded him. We even thought he would win the title at Mania. How long were we saying that this Judgment Day storyline should have blown up already? How long have we been saying that they?
We were saying it should have been a match at WrestleMania.
We were saying that once the whole Priest and Finn Balor feud was done, that they should have just like either sent the Judgment Day over to SmackDown or just been done with it entirely. But to my whole thinking is this. So for the last let's say 4 or 5 years, the bloodline that bloodline storyline with Roman Reigns being champion was the main storyline. It was a main draw. It was a main draw.
A huge draw.
It was a huge draw. And then last year we had Bloodline versus Bloodline. And now this is the first year post bloodline storyline. So this is the first year you don't have that a story. So I think that's playing a role, although I don't consider it an excuse because the talent roster is too deep and creative is too good. It's too and creative is too. It needs to be a lot better.
Getting paid.
Exactly. Creative, that's what the term I was looking for. Creative is making too much money and has too many resources at hand for that to be an excuse. And primarily the main storyline that's supposed to be essentially taking the spot of the bloodline and carrying the company is John Cena's heel turn. And because it's been so piss poor, and we still don't know the exact reason why he turned. That's the reason why things have kind of been kind of shaky. When the top story that's supposed to be carrying you isn't carrying you, I mean, this is what you get. And in exchange, now it's like I said prior. Now it's almost like Seth and Braun's storyline with Paul Heyman kind of has to come to the forefront and be the A storyline.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm almost at the point where I'm saying, like, bro, bring Roman Reigns back like a month earlier or something. But you kind of need him right now.
Even that storyline, like, I feel like, okay, you had the whole Paul Heyman screwed both of them. But then you kind of have Seth coming out here and being like, this is the new way. And, even with how he went about at Sammy, kind of like somewhat being nice and being like, hey, don't come at me. Like, this is what we're trying to do. And like, I'm giving you a shot, my man. Like, instead of just literally just beating the crap out of him. Like, yo, you're not with us, screw you, whatever. But it was just like, it didn't feel like a faction, like just dominant out the woodworks or whatever. But it was just like, I guess eventually they got to it, and now, but even still, it just feels weird. Like, it's not saying directionless, but it's like, yeah, he's saying, I need the title. I'm going to come up to the title. But they're still feuding with Punk and Sami Zayn, and it's just like, I don't know. To me, it doesn't really feel like a top storyline. It is one of them, but it's not drawing me in enough to be like, oh, let me see what's happening. Like, this week was just like,
we just need to figure out who the
main event, whatever. But it's just like, even after this, it's like, why isn't he going after Money in the Bank or something? Why isn't
It's tough because it's like you're getting all these different moving parts, but you're not getting anything developing. And I feel like maybe we're spoiled, right, from the microwave generation, right? We're just thinking, hey, this is going to happen. We're in this position where we think all these things are going to happen and should happen. I'm guilty of that all the time, but it's just like maybe this is the way that they continue to put meat on the bone and keep trying to draw it out. And Triple H did say long-term storytelling, right? Like in booking and stuff like that. So
when is long-term too long-term?
And that's where it's kind of people are getting restless because it's like we are waiting for the next thing to happen, and then it doesn't happen. It's like, okay, we're getting this again this week. We know this is going this week. It's like, okay, we're not getting anything this week. So it's like we're impatient.
It's true.
Yeah, wrestling fans are just naturally impatient.
I guess
it's the way it is.
But I think I don't know. Maybe for me, it's maybe it's like I need to see something, but it's also like not even I need to see something. It's like keep me wanting to see what's happening next week.
Yeah.
It shouldn't just be like, all right, what's gonna happen this week? No, it should be like,
and even with the things that I think are doing well, like Faxium getting that jump up. It's like, okay, now these guys are winning, they're entertaining, they're getting these type of wins, and it's like, okay, is there anything that's going to be highlighted from this going forward? Is there going to be more tag team wrestling on SmackDown, which we've been getting? But it's now have me lingering like, all right, are they going to start making this cold in a month? I'm already thinking of the downside of it. Like, are they going to continue to keep building this?
Go ahead, Brian.
No, it was just going to be a quick aside. As far as the SmackDown Tag Team division goes, it's almost like they literally swapped out Fraxium and Pretty Deadly, and literally just swapped those teams out and put Fraxium in that spot. That's literally what they did, because we haven't seen much of Pretty Deadlies.
No, yeah, that's true. What was I going to say? I was going to say it was like the tag team division on SmackDown has been great, but like. I felt like, I don't know, with Street Profits like this, I'm glad they got the titles, but I feel like they need to turn up the heelish on their side a bit.
They should have been heels. The issue is that they made DIY the heels.
That's the thing.
What they needed to do with them was do what the Usos did with the whole Uso Penitentiary. Like, they should have been that.
Just turn up.
Bro, just turn up.
It's like literally screaming out to them, like, yo, do you want them to be babyface or heel, or what do you want to do with them?
But they still have an opportunity to do that with Fraxium.
Yes.
I feel.
Yes.
These guys say, hey, good luck. Hey, we're going to see you guys. And then when the match happens, we're going to beat the fuck out of you guys.
Yeah.
They have to do that.
Yeah, they have to. But it's like for a little bit, when they changed their theme music and they changed their characters for a little bit, it really looked like they were going full heel. But then they win the titles, keep the same theme music, but then their entrance is the exact same, and then their moveset is the exact same. It's like they're legit tweeners right now, and it's like pick a side and go heel,
all black and everything, but still like, hey, what's up, guys? It's like
because I don't think it's a situation where like the crowd wants them to still be babyface. I think the crowd just want something different. We all just want something different at this point, so might as well just go full heel with them.
And especially when they have the capacity to do it.
It's the only other heel group is just DIY.
It's DIY and Pretty Deadly, yeah.
Not even. I feel like Pretty Deadly hasn't been that heelish lately because they were kind of getting screwed by DIY too, you know?
Yeah.
So it was like, but this is what I'm saying. I mean, like, again, like even going back to the Solo Jacob thing, I'm like, this blow up between them two and Jacob kind of, standing up on his own and should have happened, or it should have happened prior, honestly, to WrestleMania, and like it probably would have made Jacob's win even bigger,
I still think he should have got screwed. I still say he should have got screwed.
I mean, I think we both kind of said that, like, yo, Solo's going to come out here and screw him, and that'll be a big feud right then and there. But like,
especially if you got Jacob Cobb coming in. My bad, MC Mateo.
Oh my
JC
God,
Mateo. My
bad. Get the name right. Yeah, JC Mateo.
Oh God, I can already tell that name is going to be changed.
He's not even Spanish. He's Hawaiian.
He's Hawaiian. Yeah.
I
mean, he did fight in Lucha Underground.
Oh my God.
But
I don't know.
Yeah,
it's not that it's boring because I'm still finding things that I like. Right, I like the fire from Lyra that we're seeing.
I mean, right now I'm definitely excited for Money in the Bank. I know Dan doesn't thinks too.
Whoa.
Is not always. I'm talking about the cash in. I know is like it's a crutch and this and that, but I was forgetting about who I thought I know I said Karrion Kross and somebody else. Either Karrion Kross or LA Knight, but I think I've been like this is probably a good. I feel like if they're actually going to push Karrion Kross, this is a moment they have to capitalize and do something with him because it's like he has all this this like hidden momentum that the internet is like all over, and he's not even really on the show like that. And it's just like we gotta bring this guy in, So. So I'm still excited about certain things, but
and especially with him, he's in this weird vortex where it's like, okay, what if he was the third man? And it's like you're kind of wasting his talent in that to me because it's like Seth is the talker in the group, Paul Heyman is the talker in the group. Like Karrion Kross is the one usually manipulating people and stuff like that, so he doesn't need Seth and Paul to manipulate.
Look at his damn shirt with the fingers and shit.
But it's just like. And he's on Raw right now, and it's just like if you put him in that capacity, it's not going to work. If you put him in the IC title picture right now, Dom's not a full-fledged baby face right now. How is that going to work?
Dom is way too high with the IC.
Yeah, like how is that going to work in that capacity of that role and stuff like that? And especially if Finn's going to be the opposition for Dom, where does Karrion Kross fit in that? You can't put him in the tag team division because it's like who's going to be his partner? The New Days are heels. American Made are heels. Like, where is he going to fit in that capacity? And so it's like where he's kind of he's like, how can I put
That's why I feel Money in the Bank is perfect for him because you could easily do the like kind of what Damian did. Damian waited until Mania to cash in, I'm not saying he has to wait that long, but it gives them like, hey, I'm still lingering. Hey, I'm still plotting.
He can be Austin Theory and just cash in on the mid card title,
U.S. title. Jesus Christ! don't tell me that.
Oh my God, nah. But it's not that it's boring. It's just that we haven't got the developments of the story because we're still getting some good hints here and there. Yeah. And it's just like we're just waiting because I'm still waiting for Jade and Naomi to help happen. Maybe Money in the Bank or whatever happens between those two. I'm still waiting to happen on that. And it's just like what's happening. But
exactly. See, like I said, when you don't have that main storyline carrying you, it kind of makes you look at like the other stories that are currently progressing, and then ask it. And you pretty much like we're doing right now, kind of like begging for something to happen. Like, yo, come on, like you just mentioned Jade and Naomi. Now you kind of want the climax of that because we don't have anything right now. We want buzz. We want something. We want intrigue. We want interest, and like we're not getting that.
I've been happy with that because recently especially on Friday Night SmackDown,
she was in the
Naomi came out and then Jade came out and they're still going at each other. So it's like we're still getting something with that, but it was just like the development of that, what's going to happen. Obviously something with a qualifier match or something with Money in the Bank needs to happen. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, man, it's just like it's not that it's boring because I'm still entertained by some of the stuff, but it's just like let's get something going. Like I love Penta, I love Rey Fenix. Like those two guys have been nice additions.
Yeah.
Yeah, the women's division.
Roxanne Sheamus coming back looking great. Like
who?
Sheamus.
Yeah, Sheamus has been. He's always solid. Like, it's just what to do with him. I want him to chase for the IC title to get that Grand Slam.
Hold up, guys! Breaking news!
Oh boy!
R-Truth is not following us on X.
I told you.
That is hilarious.
Yep. Ron Killings is following Ring Takes on X now.
Let's go. Yo, this is the clip. You got to cut this out and post it.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that's huge. Man.
That's funny. Shout out to R-Truth, Ron Killings. Check out his new song.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
He recently came out. He's taking advantage of it because he has a big match on Saturday.
Hey, and that song's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
For him, because he's always rapped and stuff like that. I know this is going to be
like a country rap song.
To come out with a country music song and have it sound good. And I don't listen to country or anything like that. No. But I'm just like, this guy's really talented.
He's
Like,
trying to do WWE Shabuzi, you know?
Yeah.
oh man, that is awesome. Shout out to Ron Truth Killings. Thank you for following us.
The legend.
Yes, the legend. I was just watching his there's a video of on TNA, like of his work in TNA and him becoming the first African American champion in NWA history.
Oh, when he was serious. Yeah.
Yeah. When there was no little Jimmy and all that stuff there.
Little Jimmy should have been a bigger problem.
But no, that was great. But yeah, WWE's not boring. It's just we're just trying to figure out what's happening. That's where we're always pessimistic, especially after WrestleMania. You're always expecting things to get bigger and bigger. I think that's what it is too, because after WrestleMania, things continue to get crazier and bigger, and it's kind of just
it feels like Mania was like 2 months ago, and it's literally like been
a couple weeks ago.
Literally like not that long ago.
Literally a month ago. So it's just like, what's happening?
I know. Yeah.
But let's keep moving on. There's an event happening Sunday. Hold on, let me just prepare myself here.
Yeah, of course. Yep. Put up the disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
So despite our fellow hostess,
the floor is yours, guys. Go ahead.
Now, despite our fellow hostess' feelings, AEW Double or Nothing is indeed happening this weekend. Now, I will say this much though. Like I said off the air, the card compared to past the Double or Nothing events is definitely one of the weaker cards. Now, going into this event, I mean, AEW has been going through its own frustrations. So, Collision, this past Saturday's episode of Collision, two of the matches actually ended up not being shown. I think like the feed from TBS to TNT, whatever the situation was, the show ended up cutting off, I think like 30 minutes or 40 minutes early.
Oh,
and then I guess TNT then aired the movie Black Adam. To kind of fill in the void, which is hilarious when you think about it.
Jesus.
So in one of the matches, matter of fact, I'll bring it up right now. It's the Hurt Syndicate defending the tag team titles against the Sons of Texas, Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara. So the Sons of Texas actually had a tag team match against the tag team crew, which is Leo Rush and Andretti. That match, that was one of the matches that ended up getting cut off. So if you were watching on TBS or TNT, you have no idea when this past Wednesday on Dynamite, when the Sons of Texas came out and said they're the number one contenders. If you were watching it on TBS and TNT, you have no idea. But if you were watching it on Fight TV, I think you got the full show. And that's how I ended up watching it after the fact. But to get into this, so that's one of the it's my AEW right now.
You guys continue to want to talk about AEW. I don't.
Yes. It's wrestling news. Damn.
Okay. All right. So I have the card up right here. So it was actually just announced last night that on the pre-show there will be a tag team match with Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford teaming up to face Anna Jay and Harley Cameron. Now I'm only going to talk about the two people in this match, and that's Megan Bayne and Harley Cameron. So Megan Bayne, she had her title match at the last pay-per-view against Toni Storm, and she's pretty much hasn't really done much of anything since. They still haven't explained this pairing with Penelope Ford or why it's happening or whatnot. And she's literally just been in this feud with Anna Jay, who now apparently her character is based around the fact that she has a fat ass. Yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that the thing I saw online with the girl kissing her ass?
Yeah, and that would be Harley Cameron that did that to her. Yes. So yes, but Harley Cameron, she still is she's pretty much she is to AEW what R-Truth is to WWE.
Yeah, she's hilarious and entertaining.
Yeah, she is hilarious and entertaining. But she's in the wrong company. Her strengths would be perfect in WWE.
Yeah,
the stuff that she does right now. Imagine her and R-Truth in like some backstage comedy stuff. Backstage comedy stuff.
Why hasn't? Whoa, I have a question. Quick aside for just talking about the women's division in AEW. Why haven't they signed the Iconics or the Iconics?
I think they both had kids, I believe.
That might be the reason, but it's funny because Tony Khan had mentioned recently, as a matter of fact, the idea of introducing a women's tag team division. Since you mentioned the Iconics, I just think that's a poor idea because the women's roster that you have right now, you're barely booking right. You're barely booking right, and you have the titles, and you have Ring of Honor, their women's division that you mix in every now and then and confuse people. Like you have the talent, but you still can't even figure it out with just the TBS title and the AEW women's title. So there really is no need for you to even introduce tag team titles. But to get into the card, one of the matches, the women's Owen Hart final, you got Jamie Hayter and Mercedes Moné. I mean, it's a tournament. It's a tournament final. They've pretty much been telegraphing that Mercedes is going to win this match, so they can have the big dream match with Toni Storm at All In. Me personally, because because I saw the match that her and Athena had during WrestleMania week, which was a very, very good match. I'm hoping and praying that Athena gets involved in this match, costs Mercedes the match. That way we get Athena and Mercedes at All In.
That would be great.
That's what I'm hoping that Tony Khan does. Like, he needs to do that.
Why wouldn't they have Mercedes versus Athena in the final of this?
Like I said, the season was very weird. Like I said, remember how I said it only seems like booking wise they only get up for WrestleMania week. So I figured they only booked that match between Mercedes and Athena because they were in Boston. It was WrestleMania week. Yeah. So they booked it. So they gave.
Did she beat Athena clean or did she cheat?
Oh no, it was a roll up finish. Which apparently is becoming popular in AEW right now. Nobody can beat anybody with finishes, but they can beat everybody with roll-ups. So.
I've seen that a little bit.
Yeah, so it's like just a basic tournament final match. They've kind of been adding like steam to it. I think they had a face-to-face on last night where I think Jamie Hayter alluded to the fact that Mercedes Moné lost one of her titles, which set Mercedes off. But the match is going to be good. Mercedes hasn't had a bad match. It's funny, during that promo segment, Mercedes was talking about everything she's done in AEW so far. Her being 25-0 and all that stuff. And funny, fans were joking online. I said that's the reason why the women's division isn't progressing, because she keeps beating everybody.
Jesus. I mean,
yeah. Yeah, but like I said, you still got Toni Storm there.
Toni Storm is still. I'm sorry, she's carrying that women's division.
No,
I just like when she talks shit.
She's carrying that whole company. I'm gonna be fair. She's carrying.
No, for sure. Shit, that her character is like amazing. Her character work is like so good right now.
Yeah,
like I love it.
Yeah. Speaking of Toni Storm, she has a match with Lewis. What did you call that?
I said Mina Shirakawa.
You said her name. Okay, all right. Yeah. So it's funny with Toni Storm. So the booking, her booking has pretty much for the last month. She's been booked in these eliminator matches.
Yeah,
these number one contender matches where if you beat the champion, you get a title match. And she's been booked in like 4 or 5 of them. Yeah. And then the most recent one was a fatal 4-way where Mina pinned her with a roll up. Yeah. And that's the reason why we're getting this match right now. They did a promo.
She's doing the opposite of MJF, where she makes you fight the reverse gauntlet. She's putting herself in the gauntlet.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure that they're going to do that with MJF again in the future because that's all they do with him. But as far as Toni and Mina goes, it's going to be a good match. like I said, there really is no story with this. It's pretty much Mina won an eliminator, and then now they're having a match as a result. Tag team title match. I think I just mentioned it. The Hurt Syndicate defending the title against the Sons of Texas. Again, this was the match that Sons of Texas won that wasn't seen on TNT. I mean, the Hurt Syndicate right now. The story that they're in right now with MJF, it is the best story that they have on AEW right now. Literally, is the top story that they have. I mean, it kind of dragged a little bit week after week because they were playing this game of, is MJF going to be in the Hurt Syndicate or is he not? And it was very weird what they did on Dynamite, because I guess like they were signing a contract for MJF to join the Hurt Syndicate, but yet MJF had his own contract as well. It was very weird how it played out, but hopefully that story continues to progress, because literally for the men's division, it's the best story that they have going on right now. So moving on through the card, you have FTR, who just turned heel. They're facing Daniel Garcia and a returning Nigel McGuinness from the commentary table. So essentially, FTR turned heel. They took out Adam Copeland, and Danny Garcia was one of the guys that came out to pretty much berate FTR for them taking out Copeland. So that's pretty much how that whole story worked out. And then FTR, to kind of like show how heelish that they've become, started picking on Nigel McGuinness. Also, I think FTR, they have a new manager now. It's Stokely Hathaway.
Yeah,
kind of bring the heel out of them as well. So pretty much FTR picking on Nigel at the commentary. Initially it was Tony Schiavone. They were picking on him at the commentary table, and then Nigel came to his defense. Yeah. Now, some people
they pulled a Pat McAfee and
that's what everybody is assuming. But FTR turned heel but before they started Pat McAfee and Gunther. So it may seem that way, but I think this is the one case where they didn't copycat. But so that match is what it is. And then this next match, which is literally, there's no fucking reason for this match to be on the card. Mark Briscoe is facing Ricochet in a stretcher match. Now, let me tell you why this match is happening. So last week on Dynamite, you guys saw Zach Gowen have a match with Ricochet. You guys remember Zach Gowen?
Yeah.
The
one-legged guy,
the one-legged wrestler with the prosthetic.
Yep.
Yeah. So Ricochet beat him down in the match, and then I think like he was gonna post-match beatdown on him, and then Mark Briscoe came out to come to his aid, and then somehow Mark Briscoe then cuts a promo about how Ricochet's been acting, and then challenged him to a stretcher match.
Stretcher match.
Yeah, stretcher match. Yes.
Hey, you're complaining, Lewis. You're complaining about steel cage matches. This is what WWE needs to do.
Exactly.
Get the stretchers out. Get the ambulance match out.
Ambulance dumpster matches.
Bro, there's been no animosity between these guys that this first match should be a fucking stretcher match. This is literally them just putting a fucking gimmick match on this card, because probably they feel as though they need more excitement as such, because like I said, this is one of the weaker cards for a Double or Nothing. And then another match that they added on, apparently Okada, who everybody has said has been like the biggest letdown in AEW since his signing. He's going to be defending the Continental title against Speedball Mike Bailey. Now, Mike Bailey is somebody that they just signed like a month ago. Another guy who they've kind of been featuring week after week, just in random matches. Hasn't really had a storyline yet. And this literally was just thrown together.
Where is Kota Ibushi?
I know he left New Japan, didn't he?
Yeah, so he left New Japan. He did sign with AEW because he was in a blood and guts match. But I don't know what the hell happened after that. I don't know if they're not using him. That was the last time I
ever saw him. Was him coming on the bicycle?
Yeah, either they're not using him or he's still injured. One of the other.
Let me look it up. You keep going, but let me look it up, because
it's one of the others. It's either injury or they just don't have anything for him. But this match is literally just another match that they threw on the card just to get Okada on the card, just to have a good match with somebody like Speedball Mike Bailey.
So he cannot lose again.
Exactly. Yeah. So just get Okada on the card because we pay him too much money for him.
Yeah,
not
basically
on the card, and put him up with somebody who's going to have a great match with him.
Yeah,
Speedball. So that's literally what that is. I see, and another match that I'm just now seeing. I didn't even realize that this match got added. I'm hoping this is a pre-show match, but Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roger Strong are apparently going to be in a trios match against the Don Callis family of Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher, and Josh Alexander. I'm hoping this is a pre-show match because this is the one time where I can't even come up with any story or reason why this match is even happening.
Because they're trying to get back on top, basically.
The last I saw, Kyle O'Reilly and Roger Strong are going to have a match on Collision with the grizzled young veterans. Remember them?
Yep.
Yeah.
Didn't they join TNA?
I think they left NXT, went to TNA for a little bit. I think, yeah. Yeah. And for some reason, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roger Strong, they're not Undisputed Kingdom anymore. They're now Paragon. That's their name now.
Oh dear God,
Paragon. I can't even explain that. Paragon. Okay, and now we're moving into the two matches that I think apparently are going to carry this pay-per-view. We have Anarchy in the Arena. Let me be sure I get the names right. We got Kenny Omega, Swerve, Willow, and the Ops, which is Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Shibata, against the Death Riders of Moxley, Claudio, Marina Shafir, Wheeler Yuta, and the Young Bucks. Now, I'm going to just say this about Anarchy in the Arena. I know this is a match that they have done at like the previous year's Double or Nothing. It's kind of becoming like a staple.
Yeah.
But like I said, AEW has existed for 5 years. How much shit have we seen on Dynamite, on Collision, on pay-per-views of people getting fucked up or them just doing like things to the extreme?
Somebody has to use a Zamboni machine, Brian. They have to up the ante.
Like last year's Anarchy in the Arena, Jack Perry got set on fire.
Yeah.
Darby Allin.
That was that one?
Yeah, that was that one.
I thought that was Blood and Guts.
No, that wasn't Blood and Guts. No, that was Anarchy in the Arena. No, that was Anarchy in the
Wait, is that the one where he pulled out the flamethrower?
Yes. No, Jack Perry got set on fire. Darby Allin was hung upside down, and they beat the living piss out of him. Dax, Cash Wheeler or Dax, one of the members of FTR got hit with a chair that had they got explosives, fireworks explosives in them.
Yeah, something like that.
It's like, yo, for the last 5 years, AEW programming in general has gone over the extreme, and Double or Nothing, Anarchy in the Arena is becoming a staple of Double or Nothing. They do it every year. It's almost like now that the fact that they do it every year is just going to continue. It's just going to continue to hurt the show because how far can you go? Because you just set someone on fire last year. Like,
Brian,
so what are you going to do now?
Do not ask that question. Do not ask that question if you're not prepared for the results. Be careful what you ask for.
Like you set somebody on fire.
It's going to be just like the exploding death match.
Somebody's going to be hanging from a helicopter soon. Yeah, somebody's going to be on a drone or something.
Somebody might legitimately get like stabbed or poked or something. Like
Jesus.
Like what are they going to do? But at the same time, I just wish that I mean the match is still going to be physical as hell. Whether you're watching it on live in the arena or you're watching it on pay-per-view, the viewing experience is definitely going to be very it's going to be very frustrating, because if you're watching it live in the arena, all they're going to do is they're all going to meet in the ring, and then eventually everyone's going to be out of the ring fighting everywhere. So, and you're watching on pay-per-view, and you already know AEW's production isn't the best when they go from fight to fight. Yeah, so that's going to be interesting. But the main event, as they announced, is going to be Hangman Adam Page against Will Ospreay, and their men's Owen Cup final. Winner gets a shot at the AEW World Title at All In. I mean, the match. I'm already expecting that this is going to be a 5-star classic. I think it's the first time these two are going to be facing on AEW. There's a lot of mixed predictions in regards to which way they're gonna go. Me personally, I prefer that they should just go with Will Ospreay. Have Will Ospreay be the one to fucking beat John Moxley and put an end to this Death Rider storyline because the Death Rider storyline has been killing AEW. No, it's been killing AEW. Like there's nothing. If that's supposed to be the A storyline, it's fucked AEW over for the last 4 or 5 months. The fact that the only two things that you have going for you right now is your women's champion and a storyline which involves 3 ex-WWE guys and your hottest heel and MJF. The fact that those are the only two things carrying you right now and not your main storyline with the world champion and his group, that says a lot about where they are right now. So that's why I'm saying like Will Ospreay should be the one to win this match. Will Ospreay should be the one getting the main event because Death Rider storyline has been so atrocious that you kind of need a positive spark with Will Ospreay because you're never gonna get a bad match.
Oh, Darby Allin just finished climbing Mount Everest.
I mean, I saw a report that like you can't necessarily rule him out, but I mean, how long did it take him to climb? And how long is it gonna take him to get the fuck back down?
They'll just get a helicopter, pick him up.
Something's
off in the arena.
I mean, Tony Khan has the resources, right? He can make it happen.
He's a billionaire.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Darby ended up getting involved in the Anarchy in the Arena too. Yeah. Although some people are speculating that this is going to be the return of Eddie Kingston.
I was just thinking about that. I was like, "Where is Eddie Kingston?" I forgot
because they mentioned.
I can confirm that Kota Ibushi's last match was in 2023 in a street fight against the Don Callis family.
So he's injured or retired now. Then all right.
They said he's still signed. So.
Wow.
Cash them checks, bro.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, but
oh my god.
Yeah. So that brings us to the end of the preview of AEW All In. I mean, Double or Nothing. I mean, it's going head to head with the show that we're about to preview next. I'm definitely gonna try to watch Double or Nothing live. Like I've always said about AEW pay-per-views. Just watch them for the wrestling. Don't watch them for any storytelling or anything like that.
Yeah.
Watch for the action in the ring because that's where they excel. The good in-ring work. Because literally the only thing that they hang their hat on is their great wrestling. So that's Double or Nothing.
Is the ring going to be the right size this time? It's
going to be a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. All right. Let's keep moving on. That was Brian's preview of AEW Double or Nothing. I will say this. I've said this before we went on the air. When the NBA playoffs are done on Wednesdays, I'm going to commit myself to watch AEW. I'm going to give it a fair shot and an honest chance. I'm going to watch AEW weekly and try to give it a chance. If it sucks again, I'm going to return on this show and I'm going to go ape shit because there's no possible way that they can be that bad. I have not.
You got to get through at least 2 pay-per-views.
2 That's 2 months, Lewis. What are you doing to me?
Man, to give it a fair shot. To give it a fair shot.
It's funny. It's funny. We have Brian versus the Dirt Sheets. We might as well just do Dan versus AEW.
Exactly.
Bro, if you have a weekly show where you do a weekly review of Dynamite, that'll make the network.
It might be something I have to commit to. Do a
weekly review of Dynamite and Collision on Saturday too.
Oh no! Whoa!
That's too much.
Little baby steps.
I mean, to be fair, lately in the last couple of months of Collision, you don't have to see much. So literally, you won't have to see. You won't be talking about much.
So what's that? June, middle of June, the NBA playoffs should be over with. So we'll see what happens with that. I will give an honest, fair shot to the other competitor, AEW, and see what they're worth. Hopefully, they pick it back up. But let's continue to move on. Let's take a quick look at NXT Battleground, which is taking place this weekend as well. Some great matches there. Obafemi versus the new Randy Orton, Miles Bourne. I always get him mixed up. What was the guy? Evan Bourne. The names mess me up. The names mess me up.
Yeah, but
Brian said he's a part of the Quarter Catch crew.
Yeah.
Like,
NQCC.
I don't know what NXT is anymore. I just see Booker T always going crazy over Stephanie Backair and Lola Vice.
Shucky quack.
Yeah, bro.
It's just like NXT is just a jumble right now. They're getting mixed up with TNA again. And
you know what's funny? Because Booker T talked about on his podcast the whole thing the whole sounds that he makes with Stephanie Backair, and he tried to make it seem as though no, I'm doing that for her. I'm doing that to get her over. Well, no, the fuck you are not. You need to stop doing Exactly. Well, that is not about her, bro. That is all you. You need to stop.
But yeah. Stephanie Backair is facing Jordan Grace for the NXT Women's Championship.
Should be a good match.
Show stealer, yeah.
Jordan Grace has officially made her way into NXT the past couple months. Looking to take over. Stephanie Backair has been a nice champion, taking over from Julia, who's now on SmackDown.
I still don't understand that move.
I was questioning it at first, but then it's like, where else is she going to go?
I'm sorry, but her NXT run was so short.
True.
She didn't do anything.
She won the title.
She did nothing.
She won the title.
And I feel like
it was fast. It was fast.
No, I wonder if the plan was like kind of similar to like when Drew McIntyre was down there when he initially came back, where it's like, okay, she only needs to be here for X amount of months because she already got, because she is who she is and she kind of already got it. She's main roster ready already, so let's just put the title on her and then send her on her way. Did
she take that off of Julia? No, Roxanne Perez, right?
Yeah, she beat Roxanne. Yeah.
I mean, she had some scary moments with Jordan Grace, so they were like, let's get her out of here before anything bad happens there. They got Joe Hendry versus Trick Williams. What is Trick Williams? Is he a full heel now?
I don't know.
This way. Everything he's been doing screams heel, but the fans are still chanting "whoop that trick" and it's still giving him a babyface reaction.
I heard him rap his song on Tuesday, and I was like, I don't like the song.
He has a new song.
No, they had a feud where like Trick was gonna rap battle, and then Joe Hendry was just gonna do a song like to battle his rap song or whatever. And I don't know, just Trick going out there and acting like he's a full blown rapper just did not hit for me. And I'm like,
no wonder NXT is just all tits and ass now.
Hey, they're very athletic, all right.
I mean, Louis, me personally, I didn't think the song was that bad.
I didn't like just the concept of that for the show. You know, it was just like, I didn't need to see this.
Yeah, but the crowd was into it.
Barely. Every time he put somebody, they barely said his damn words.
Yeah.
We do not need Trick Williams. Just come up to the main roster and team with Carmelo again, please. Just do that, please. Stop doing that, please. We got Tony D'Angelo versus Channing Stacks Lorenzo. I guess that's the family breaking up, and these two guys finally coming together.
Yeah.
Long overdue.
No. They since before WrestleMania, they've been they teased the hell out of it, and this is actually one of the stories that they've actually done pretty well for the most part. It's just that my only thing is, what are you going to do with Stacks after this? Like, now if I'm Tony D'Angelo needs to go to the main roster after this. So
does he?
Does he make it in the main roster?
I feel like he's just an NXT lifer. I don't know if I can see him.
Because what else is there to do?
He's like Chase. He's like the Chase U dude. It's like, what are you gonna do?
He doesn't even challenge for the title.
Which by the way, he brought Chase U back, and I'm still trying to figure out, like, okay, what's the storyline reason for bringing Chase U back? Like, what didn't you lose Chase U? Wasn't Chase U forced to disband because of a match? All right, so why is it randomly back now? See that? So it's like
I just never thought that gimmick was going to work. It was a nice thing for Full Sail University and NXT down there, but it's just like I don't know how that lasted. I don't know how the family lasted. Like I don't know. I like NXT, but it's like some of these guys just I don't know, man. All right, last match we got Hank and Tank versus Josh Briggs versus the Cullen.
Yeah, that's Sean Spears' group.
Yeah, his group.
The fuck is that?
Like I said, Sean Spears, Todd Dillinger, whatever you want to call him now, he's not that same guy. Yeah, he's not that guy. He's not that guy anymore.
He needs to be.
Yeah, his whole gimmick now is just I don't even know how to one word to describe, just creepy. Like his whole gimmick right now is just it's just.
Are they what was the dog's name? What was the group with Schism?
Yeah, Schism.
Well, not that creepy, but yeah, you know what I mean. It wasn't as creepy as those guys were, but it's kind of within that realm. If you
Jesus, oh my goodness, come on NXT. I know you guys are in a drought right now and trying to figure things out, but pick it up. I guess the women are picking up because Sol Ruka is going to take on Kalani Jordan.
Which if you guys remember, last year they actually had a match where Kalani was the champion, and it was so good. It was so good that people were going on social media comparing it to a match that Ricochet and Will Ospreay had years ago in a Dragon Gate that became infamous. And like they were comparing the two because literally it was kind of like the same nature of spots, but because Kalani and Soul are both gymnasts by nature. A lot of the stuff that they were able to do was similar to Ricochet and Ospreay, and that kind of made punk ass Dave Meltzer come out and say, no, what Soul and Kalani were doing, that was pure gymnastics and all this other. Like when you guys see episode 2 of Brian versus Dirt Sheet, I said I said some shit about him. So
which brings us into episode 2 of Brian and Dirt Sheets will debut on next Tuesday. So check that out. That'll be there Tuesday afternoon. Cheap plug there.
Yeah, a little cheap plug there. Yeah, so I cover the report about Kevin Owens and his injury, and I also cover AEW and their viewership on Max, and I also cover a report of that match with Julia and Jordan Grace that we just mentioned, and how apparently the match time got cut because of that one move, which in actuality wasn't the case. So I say, if you're Dave Meltzer or Sean Ross Sapp, or if you're a fan of them, please don't listen. Don't. If you're fans of those two, don't. But you are gonna get some entertaining content.
I'm just gonna say this. I like Dave Meltzer. I don't know what your issue is with Jim Bryan. I don't
lies.
What, you guys don't like 7.5-star matches and
he's a fucking hypocrite.
My bad. He's
a fucking hypocrite. And he's the biggest shill for AEW that there is. Now, like, bro, if you go on his X page and you just see how he just bro, it's like literally the way he defends AEW. Like he makes excuses for them that he would never make for WWE. Like that's why it's a problem. Like,
my thing is that if something is so bad and you're still saying it's good, you're probably full of shit. And that's where I want to leave it on Dave Meltzer, man. If something is bad and you keep saying it's good, you're full of shit. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Saturday night's main event, as well as AEW's Double or Nothing. We'll pick that up next week, as well as NXT Battleground, which I'm probably going to be able to catch. And it's Memorial Day weekend, so everyone enjoyed their weekends. It's cold up here in the Northeast, so I don't know if there's going to be barbecues or anything like that. But hope everyone's doing good. Hope everyone's doing well. Remember to always kick out on 2, and until next time.